So we have been talking about re-architecture in different forums, and we thought that today is a great day to talk a little bit more in detail about why we are doing this re-architecture as a program and what are we trying to deliver, right? As Anuj mentioned, over the last decade, our transaction volumes have really exploded, right? It has grown by close to 20 to 30x of what it used to be in 2016-17. It has become digital almost 90 plus percentage, and the AUM has grown by almost 5x. What has also happened is that mutual funds have become massively retail, which means that for managing the same AUM, the number of investors have grown multifold, and all of that has added to a lot of, I would say, stress on CAMS's systems to make sure that we are able to deliver, or we are able to continue to deliver great experience to investors who are today not only investing in mutual funds but also buying groceries from Blinkit and Swiggy and want everything to be delivered in 10 minutes, right? So we said that if we have to cater and be ready for the next decade of growth, we will have to fundamentally relook at how we have created this platform, and that's why we started this re-arch journey, right? And the overall re-architecture, we have kept it very simple in terms of what are the principles that we are going for. We are looking to make sure that the platform is extremely efficient in terms of processing a lot of transactions very quickly. It is able to scale and be ready for the scale that mutual fund as an industry is seeing. And at the core of all of it, we have AI embedded and enabled to make sure that I have incremental benefits for every transaction that I'm incrementally processing, right? So I'll go into a little bit more detail about each of these pillars. And to begin with, if we talk about efficiency, right, what are we going for? And why we believe that the new platform is significantly more efficient. So the first thing that we are doing is we are enabling all intermediaries. Today, mutual funds are sold by close to 10 lakh EUINs or people, distributors and their employees. There are close to 10 lakh people who are selling mutual funds. There are massive number of platforms who are selling mutual funds to SIPs, to Insta redemptions, and trying to make sure that you do a 10 rupee SIP. All of them at any given point in time want to make sure that the transactions are processed correctly, transactions are processed on time, and they are able to figure out what is the status of a transaction. We wanted to make sure that they don't have to spend enormous amount of time trying to figure those things out, and we provide them all these details, and whenever they upload a transaction, they are able to see if there is any problem and they are able to remediate it themselves. So today in this ecosystem, remediation takes up a lot of time, and we wanted to really shrink that timeline, right? And the second thing that we are doing is to make sure that we are doing a left shift on the validations, which means that whenever people are trying to transact, at the source of the transaction itself, I am maximizing all the validations that we do as an RTA. That means that if I have accepted a transaction, you are almost guaranteed that the transaction will go through. That again cuts down a lot of this time spent on remediation, status checks and all. And then the third thing that we are doing is to make sure that as platforms and as intermediaries, you have access to near real-time data for tracking and visibility of what is happening to your transactions. So all these things makes for or ensures that the transaction processing that we are doing is extremely efficient, and you are guaranteed an outcome or almost guaranteed an outcome without having to spend time, money, investment or energy into tracking their status. So we have a short video that we will play that will kind of give you a summary of why and how we are making both our applications and APIs more efficient.
2.0, a CAMS AI product the next generation transaction processing platform revolutionizing how mutual fund entities interact with RTAs. With monthly volumes soaring to 10 to 12 crores and the industry adding around 30 to 40 lakh incremental transactions every month, mutual funds are launching index schemes where delays in market utilization cause tracking errors. Investors and AMCs are demanding near real-time processing to avoid tracking errors. FundsNet 2.0 rises to the challenge with unmatched speed, scale, and intelligence. Seamless ingestion means unprecedented speed. Upload your transaction files in CSV, XML, JSON format, whichever suits you best. Our intelligent system hashes and timestamps every file in real time, providing instant confirmation and security before processing even begins. Say goodbye to manual pre-processing and ingestion failures. FundsNet 2.0's flexible event-driven engine customizes formats for specific transaction types, reducing errors and accelerating processing time. At the core of FundsNet 2.0 is the new business validation rule engine that executes validations in parallel across hundreds of thousands of transactions, eliminating bottlenecks and delivering a monumental leap in throughput. When errors arise, our intelligent remediation process instantly categorizes and communicates issues so your channel partners can quickly fix and resubmit with ease, turning complex remediation process into simple, efficient workflows. Every transaction isn't equal. With priority-based transaction processing, assign processing priorities based on fund type, value, or urgency so your critical transactions clear first, enabling faster credit realization and fund deployment. And with our real-time monitoring dashboards, track every file and transaction every step of the way. Gain full transparency and control with up-to-the-minute status insights. FundsNet 2.0 is more than a platform. It's a transformation. Integrate diverse input formats seamlessly, scale effortlessly with our event-driven architecture, and accelerate onboarding with our AI-powered self-service portal that extracts and validates client data in minutes, freeing your team for quality checks. Our advanced timestamping even allows post-cutoff corrections on non-critical fields, ensuring same-day NAV and unparalleled operational flexibility. Experience FundsNet 2.0 with faster processing, smarter remediation, and a platform built to grow with your business. FundsNet 2.0 – Speed, Scale, Intelligence, and Transformation.
So while there was a lot of mutual fund jargon in that presentation of video, what we wanted to showcase is the ability to see the status, take transactions, take them at massive volumes, and yet be able to get guaranteed outcomes or near guaranteed outcomes in terms of which will get processed and which will not get processed. The second pillar that we focused on in this entire re-architecture program is to make sure that we are ready for scale, right? As mentioned in the video also that we are almost adding close to 40 to 50 lakh new SIPs every month. All of that adds up to incremental transactions, incremental triggers, and thus our transaction volumes are growing very fast, right? So we wanted to make sure that the platform is ready for scale over the next decade or two, right? So this looks like a very technical slide, but if you focus on the right-hand side, what are we trying to do? Today, as I process close to 10 million transactions a day, we are creating this platform to process more than 100 million transactions a day. Today, I process transactions at the rate of close to 500 to 600 transactions per second. The new platform will be able to process close to 50,000 transactions per second with sub-second latency. So we are trying to make sure that P95 or most of the transactions get processed within 20 milliseconds, right? And on top of that, the entire platform is built on zero trust security and will be DPDP compliant, right? So all of this is to make sure that when we are seeing the increase in volumes, we are seeing increase in expectation from the investor community and intermediaries, the platform is able to deliver on all of that and is able to make sure that we have the capability so that our our infrastructure, our solutions don't become a constraint for the industry, right? And the third platform or the third pillar that I will talk about is AI, right? What we have very, very knowingly done is we believed that the years of legacy that CAMS has is also its strength, right? And what I mean by that is over the last 30 years, while we have processed billions of transactions, we have also processed millions of exceptions. And all of those exceptions turned out to be great source for me to train my AI algorithms to make sure that they understand all exceptions and are able to handle them almost near real time. Anush spoke about the domain trained custom SLM that we have built on. All of that comes from the fact that the data that we have processed, the data that we are sitting on, all of that we were able to use to make sure we are able to give context to the AI, we are able to train it to understand mutual fund as a business, CAMS as a context, and our transactions and their variances as a concept, right? So what the AI at its core means, it means that the entire new platform is built as multiple variances or multiple interpretations of the domain trained SLM. You saw CAMS lens as an example. In the video, you saw how we are able to better extract data from our forms with very, very high accuracy. And Anu spoke about how and why we believe that it will bring unparalleled efficiency, not only in terms of scale, but also in terms of how much human resources I would need to process physical transactions. It also is the core of what we call self-learning flows. And what we mean by that is, when I process a transaction, and if there is an exception, the algorithm kind of tells you that for this variance, what is the right way to solve for that variance or fix that variance, right? So every time a user goes and solves an exception, as it does it multiple times, the algorithm is running in parallel and the algorithm is learning in parallel, which means that I will only need to do the third or the fourth or the fifth time, but by the sixth time, the AI is going to do that for me, which also ensures that the number of exceptions I am handling manually keeps continuously reducing, right? And then the third, which is extremely important, is it gives me the ability to create significantly advanced algorithms that will help me prevent any kind of anomalies or frauds in this ecosystem. I'll give you one example. We created this engine for a photo and a video match. And what I mean by that is, today we have launched a very important application on our website, which is for gifting of mutual funds, right? Now, we started hearing this thing that, if you have mutual funds, you can go there, you can authenticate yourself, and you can gift mutual funds to anyone. Now, somebody may just take your OTP and try to gift it to someone else. How do I ensure I have enough control? So what we are doing is, we are asking you to, while you are doing the gifting, asking you to go to DigiLocker and download your Aadhaar. I'm extracting the photo from there. I'm extracting your name from there. And then in real time, I'm asking you to record a video and speak a sentence. Then I take the video, I take the frames, I match the photo in that video to the photo of your Aadhaar in real time. I take the text that you have spoken, which is kind of a consent, and I validate it in different Indian languages. And then I match the name that has come from Aadhaar with the name that the investor has in my account, right? All of that happening within 5 seconds. And that is the reason why we believe that when we say that framework of trust, we believe that because of the data that we have, the wealth of exceptions that I have processed, I'm in a great place to provide trust as the backbone of mutual fund industry, because these AI algorithms in real time are giving me the ability to do that and help mutual fund investors invest or continue investing in MF securely, right? So what we are talking about is the new platform, and I'm not going into a lot of detail about what all we are doing, but broadly, the three angles of efficiency, scale, and making sure every process has AI embedded in it is what we are trying to do in the re-architecture program. We believe that as we do this, we'll be ready to handle the next phase of growth and next, era or decade of growth that's going to come in the MF industry. That's all I had. I would just thank you for the audience and give the session to the next, or give the mic to the next session. Thank you.